Welcome to our Monday team call. We welcome you from all over the country. We're so glad you've joined us. We've got 106 participants already. We're going to try to double that today. We've got a wonderful, wonderful trainer today. We look forward to Money Mondays to be with Money Michael Huggins. Here's a gentleman that is one of the founding leaders of Team Elevate in Salt Lake City, but he didn't stop there. He went on to expand our team all across into other states as well, even after it took traveling to several states each week for months at a time. And he just didn't give up. He kept following up on that. He knows what follow-up is all about. He knows the fortune is in the follow-up. And that's why I played the song just before the Money Matrix, You Only Get What You Give. Michael is someone who is not afraid to give it. And you know what? It pays. He is Renatus's #1 income earner for last year. And it's not a fluke. The man knows about follow-up. He's going to teach us today about follow-up. And the thing is he doesn't wear that title as the top income earner as a crown that's exclusive to him. He challenges us all to beat that. And he is even there to help us get that. Isn't that right, Michael?
That's right, Ron. You know it. Let's work together. Not just me. Okay, cool. I am the host. Welcome, everyone. Let's do this. Like Ron said, it's a level playing field out here, and all of us can achieve. All of us can achieve. It has nothing to do with the fact that I started before you. There are plenty of people who have made more money than me in a year that came in after me. So let's do it. All right, Money Monday. All right, let me get my screen share going over here. Real quick, want to recap and remind you what we're working on. Boom. Full screen. Here we go. Okay. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, that we have our Q4 contest. We got 83 days left this year. 83 días. There are 83 days left this year. So what you gonna do with them? If in the next 83 days you have earned $100,000 in Renatus, what we're gonna be doing for the folks on my team, you're gonna be talking to the folks on your team, your 5 stars and their 5 stars. You're gonna say, hey, this is what I'm going towards this year. If I hit 100,000 in the fourth quarter, we're going to go to France, Switzerland, and Germany. I think we should go yodeling in Switzerland. I've never yodeled. I don't even know if I've heard a real yodel, but I think it sounds fun, so let's try yodeling. Then we also got the 24-hour race at Le Mans and the 24-hour race at the Nürburgring. Remember, with this, what we're going to be doing is having a film crew following us so that as we create moments and we capture ideas and different messages that we want to share, we could be using those all throughout the next year to be marketing, adding different videos, promoting, getting more people to check us out. So we're going to have that extra feature there. It includes airfare, accommodations, race tickets, and 2 other activities in Switzerland. So we're going to break this down, doing our follow-ups the proper way to see how making $100,000 in the next 3 months is doable. Now, the next stage down, which is still an incredible opportunity, and this had a big impact on me, was John Maxwell's training. He's got a training program that will train you on how to become a coach, a mentor, trainer, a speaker, a room controller. People understand, well, how do you control the room so well? I took this guy's training. How do you do your follow-up so easily? I took this guy's training. Right? How do you know how to ask the right questions, and how do you know how to answer the right way? I took this John Maxwell training. And I made a lot of good friends. I made a lot of other coaches around the country, and have a new coach market that I get to bounce ideas off of. And it's an incredible opportunity to be involved with people like this, and it's a lifetime membership with them. So if you hit the $75,000 mark, booyah, baby! You're gonna get a lifetime membership and tickets to the next trip. And they're gonna be doing their 3-day workshop in Florida, and the network. I'm telling you, the people you plug into, the ideas that they have there, it's totally gonna change your business, take it to the next level. Now, if you hit the mark between 50 and 75,000, then we're going to do a 5-day trip to Hawaii. Now the dates are February 8th through the 12th. If you wrote down the 1st through the 5th, you need to change that. It's the 8th through the 12th. And I'm working on getting a bunch of top Renatus dogs there. I've already got Hugh Zaretsky locked in. Him and I are going to be working this whole situation, and we want to train you guys in your real estate and in your marketing, and we want to give you the focused time that you need, and we want to do it in Hawaii. so hit your $50,000 to $75,000 mark, and this includes airfare and accommodations. So we'll fly you out, and we'll spend the 5 days together, and we'll send you home a new person. Okay, so let's stay focused on that. Next one is the $35,000 to $50,000 mark. Those are going to be our iPad Pros and our Surface Pros. These are tools that are going to change your business, tools that will enhance your professionalism, especially when you want to teach someone the earnings plan, and you just hand them your iPad with a PowerPoint, and they can just swipe right through at their own pace. They're holding something. All right, now hit the home button. Now go to the internet. Now pull up this. And your guests can hold something and experience what it's like to have a Renatus membership. They're going to buy one too. So 30 to 50K, we'll reward you with that. I mean, these tools are $1,000 easily, 1,000, 1,200 dollars just to get it. And it comes with your pens and your keyboards and all this fun jazz. So definitely a very valuable prize. Now, if you are between the $20,000 and $35,000 mark, we're going to give you tickets to nationals. Okay, we're working to make sure they're in the front section so that when the tickets become available, we're able to put you right up front, right next to the action. Right. Unfortunately, too many people register at the last minute. Got to sit in the back, in the dark, in the corner. We don't want that. We want you sitting up front with us. So put these dates on your calendar, March 28th through the 30th. All right, now if you go and you hit the mark between 10 and 20,000 in the next 30 days, of course you'll be able to pay your bills, and we will give you a set of steak knives. And for those of you who don't eat meat, this will be a set of cucumber knives. All right, bell pepper knives. What I'm trying to say here is action is rewarded. You hit this mark, we'll definitely give you a prize for that. But those of you who hit the $1,000 to $10,000 mark, great news. High fives at nationals for days. We could take selfies when we're doing high fives. We could do the high fives on Snapchat or Facebook Live. Doesn't matter. We want to record these. We want to get you recognition for hitting that mark. $1,000 to $10,000, baby. That's a good start. But we're really, let's go for this price. Right? Especially if you're thinking about how the kind of people that we're going to meet there, the kind of exposure we're going to get. It's going to be awesome. So, and then plus some of you want to do these races. Let's go visualize. Let's go see the cars. Let's see the drivers. It's going to be awesome. Okay, so how does this work? I want to make sure the rules are clear. So let me share here. I'm going to hop over to the iPad. All right. Well, that was pretty exciting. Let's try that again. There we go. Share. And I want to show you guys my whiteboard so we can draw. Make sure you guys get the rules real quick, just because some of you aren't on my team. And so that means that I'm not going to have an override from your production in order to buy your prize. So I want to make sure you guys get it clear and have these conversations with your 5-star. I've already reached out to a lot of your guys' 5-stars, so it's just a matter of you reaching out, communicating with them, and saying, "This is my goal. This is what I'm going to go after, and get ready to buy me a prize." Okay. All right. I wonder why I'm not able to. Share iPad. Yes. Share. Okay. All right, that should be working. And now, see my screen. New share. Stop sharing. Share. Okay, so you guys can see that. Okay. Okay. All right, now we're back to this. Now, I should be able to grab. Oh, come on. Isn't that interesting? Oh, I got a solution. Don't even worry about it, guys. I have a solution. Solution's coming. If it doesn't work wirelessly, all I gotta do is plug in the wire, right? So let's do that. Well, while I'm doing that, I'm gonna tell you guys, following up is, I decided to tell myself following up is my favorite thing to do. That's what I just decided. I decided following up is my favorite thing to do. I'm just gonna follow up. We're gonna follow up like crazy, and I'm just gonna get good at it. I'm gonna retell myself, this is what's fun. This is what I enjoy. And now, the energy that I give off, that's going to be step one, is the energy you're giving off when you're going to follow up. I've been I've been watching a lot of dog training videos in the last week or two, and what I realized is how much of your interaction with your dog has to do with your energy. For those of you who have dogs, you know that your dog knows if they get to leave the house with you based off of the energy. Right, you go up to the door. If he's coming with, there's a certain kind of energy you give off, and you don't even have to say anything. So it's kind of like that with following up. There's a certain kind of energy you're giving off to where people will want to hang out with you, or there's a certain kind of energy you're giving off where people are like, "What? Where did this energy come from? I don't know how I feel about this." And you will determine how easily it is for you to do your follow-up. So I give off this energy of, I love this part of the program. Following up with you is easy. Um, this is the next step. One thing I do is I make sure that in my language, my whoever I'm following up with knows that this is a minor step. Okay, so that's part two. So part one is what kind of energy are we giving off? I'm going to write this out for you, but my iPad is updating all of a sudden. So number one, what's the energy that we're giving off? Are we excited about our follow-ups? Or are we apprehensive about our follow-ups? Right. So let's make sure that our energy's there. Number two is going to be, oh, hold on. Here we go. Oh yeah, it's working now. Okay, cool. Okay, number two is framing the follow-up that it's just a few moments of our entire relationship, right? If we're going to spend a whole year with this new combo customer, the follow-up is literally less than 1% of the relationship, right? Less than 1% is 1 day out of 365 days. So let's make sure that we're framing this part of the relationship and this part of the interaction as the small part that it is. So if you think about it, it's like a third of a percent. It's a 0.5% of the time that we're engaging with them. But an amateur will make the conversation sound like we're going to be spending half of our time following up. Customers don't want that crap. They don't want to be followed up with a relationship. They want it to be one step, 2 steps maybe, and then what we really want to do is get on to making money. That's what we really want. Okay, Ron, is there a way for you to give me the video controls also so I can turn these other people's videos off? Somehow I lost the controls.
Yep, gonna have that to you in just a jiffy.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Okay, so if your customer knows that this is just one portion of it. So last night I had a phone call. I had to follow up with a customer at 6 p.m. Now, some people won't even do a follow-up on a Sunday. And so they're trying to set some boundaries. Here's something you got to think about. If your customer, if you're not willing to talk to your customer on Sunday, but we're trying to help the average person only has Saturday and Sunday to really work with us because they got their jobs throughout the week. So if you're able to show them, hey, I'm going to work with you even on your day off, even though it's supposed to be like a day off, right? Air quotes, day off, whatever day off means. Some guys are still stuck in employee brain. There's no days off. There's no days off. So when you're able to follow up with your customer on a day where they have time to actually pay attention to you and listen to the conversation, watch a screen share, meet with you, whatever, when you show that to them, trust goes up. If you got trust, what's the next step? A purchase. Your customer will only purchase from you if they trust you, or they at least trust the company to deliver what you said they're going to deliver. There has to be some sort of trust. Okay. I think my iPad's going to let me do it now. Sorry about that, guys. I love learning. I love learning. Okay. Ron, I need your help again. Giving me the host share mode. Okay, so while we're working on that, just remember the follow-up in the world of your customer is 1% of the time. You need to be making sure your language accurately reflects that. So, like when I have calls, I let her know. Huh, there we go. Okay. At first, here's what happened, guys. She came to the meeting on Saturday. It was the first time we met. It was her first time her seeing a Renata's thing, and it was actually an intensive with Christian George. He knocked it out of the park. It was amazing what he did for us. For all of you guys in Denver, would you guys agree how Christian George did on this Saturday was just an absolute. I mean, it was like picture perfect. Here's what Renatus is. Here's the value we can provide. Let's get it going. It was awesome. So, if you guys agree, just put a little hell yeah in there. It was awesome. So I go up to her at the end of the meeting and I say, let's get together tomorrow. I'd love to show you how we can take your skill set plus our program and create a life you want. How about that? And she's like, okay, well, I don't know. And I said, well, let's do this. What if we just do it on the, what if we just do it at the end of the day? We do it at 6 o'clock. All right. I think I'm going to have to call the Ghostbusters, guys. There's a ghost in my computer. Keeps doing funny stuff. All right. Can you guys hear me now? Can
Yeah.
you hear me now? Thank you very much. Don't know why it's doing that. Okay. Last time. Okay. So now can you guys see my iPad?
That looks good now, Michael.
Yeah, I can see it too.
Okay. Finally, see if you stick with it, keep the right mindset, something's going to happen. Okay. Wonderful. It's working. Okay. Awesome. Awesome blossom. Next. Okay, so we talked about this. Number one is going to be the energy that you're giving off. Energy about a follow-up. Right? If you are timid or apprehensive, no one wants to follow up with you. Timid or apprehensive. People are going to. It's like their impression is saying, okay, well, if you're already timid and you're in, well, I'm looking for confidence. right? I'm an overworked and underpaid employee. I'm looking for confidence, but you're timid about this. I don't want to follow up. And so they're just going to go, no thanks. You're timid or apprehensive about this. I'm timid and apprehensive about my retirement account. So why the hell would I talk to you if uh, if you're not confident, right? They're going to just hang up, not reply to the phone call, the email, whatever, and move on to someone more confident because they need confidence to pay their bills. Their family depends on it. So what kind of energy are you bringing about your follow-up? Okay. Not even to the follow-up. You got to have the right energy about a follow-up in order to have a follow-up. Okay. So instead, we're going to display confidence. And the confidence is, oh yeah, dude, we're definitely going to show you how you can pay your bills. We're definitely going to show you how not to only pay your bills, but how to become financially free. Okay. So one is confidence and anticipation. Confidence and anticipation are attractive. Timidity and apprehension are repulsive. So this anticipation, this excitement, like when you're really excited, Christmas is coming, or you get to go to the theme park, or you're going to go drive through the mountains and see the pretty trees changing colors, or you're going to go get a tasty treat or whatever. And, you're excited. You put your hands together, you're rubbing your hands together, you got this anticipation, this excitement, this thing's coming to you. We want that anticipation energy coming, like, oh my goodness, I get to see, right? Maybe, what if your girlfriend went on vacation for a whole month, you didn't get to see her for a whole month. You got this anticipation, you're going to come and see her, it's going to be so awesome. That kind of energy, this anticipation, this confidence, that's what makes people want to do a follow-up with you. Right? A lot of people ask me, how do we do the follow-up, Michael? How do we do the follow-up? Well, I'm happy to do the follow-up, show you how to do it once you know how to get to follow-up. So Wanda, I will definitely be covering that as soon as I answer all the questions about getting our follow-up. Okay. So what is the energy that we're bringing about it? So, right, I got my customers in the room. She was there on Saturday, right? She came on Saturday for the first time. So Christian George did a great job letting people know what Renatus is, who we are, how we can help. So, she's there from 9 to 5. I talked to her on our first break. I talked to her on lunch, talked to her on our second break. And each time I'm introducing her to more and more people, saying, creating this anticipation, you get to work with this person. Anticipation, you get to work with that person too. And so she asked me right on the first break, well, how much does everything cost? And I was like, you know what? We're going to cover that at the end of the day. Just stay tuned. So I didn't even tell her then. But because of my energy was confident when she asked me the price. Oh, I'm going to cover that here in just a little bit. She stuck around. If I was like, oh, you know what? I would be happy to tell you under the right context. Right? No one's going to sit around for that. So confidence. So I go up to her and I say, hey, that was awesome. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. What'd you like best? Right? What did you like best? She tells me, oh, well, I love this community. I love how people are working together. And I could totally see myself being successful here. So I said, great. Sounds like we need to get you started then. Sounds like we need to get you started then. And she said, yeah. I said, great. How about you and I get together tomorrow? And how about we do it at 6 p.m.? That way, you still have your whole Sunday to take care of what you need to take care of. You can come over to my house, and I'll show you the next few steps. Does that sound fair? You got to remember we end with a question. Does that sound fair? And I have my confidence up. I'm anticipating that I'm going to show her a new path. I'm anticipating that I'm going to show her how Renatus has changed my life and other people's lives. So I'm bringing confidence and anticipation to my invitation. And she said, great. So then I reached in my pocket and I pulled out my phone. Now here's the key. Every time you pull out your phone, before you pull out your phone, announce or preface, because you don't want to break rapport. This could cost you a few points. So when you pull out your phone, as you're reaching your pocket, you say, great, I'm going to pull out my calendar, right? You're announcing it or you're prefacing your action. I'm going to pull out my calendar and put this in here real quick. Okay? And then I took one step closer to her so she could see my phone, and I turned it a little bit so she could see my phone, right? And see that I'm in my calendar. I'm putting an appointment and want to make sure that she knows I'm taking this seriously and we're going to make this happen. 6 p.m. Here's my address. It's in the calendar. Wonderful. Okay, so that's how we're going to set the follow-up. Now, point number 2 I want to make, and then we'll get into some questions. Point number 2 I want to make is the perception of time. Now, I'm not talking about quantum physics or anything like that, so don't worry. Perception of time when it comes to the relationship and their progress. How soon are they going to be hitting their goals? Remember the questions they're asking themselves? Let's recap real quick. What are the 3 main questions that customers ask themselves? Q's, custs ask themselves. Do you guys remember what they are? There's 3 main questions. When they're looking at a program, when they're listening to you, when they're identifying the proper steps for them, there's 3 questions. Number 1 is, will it work? That's right, Natalie, you got it. Will it work? That's a question they're asking themselves. The next question is, will it work for me? Right? Remember, in their head, it's unique. It's they need special attention. So will it work? Will it work for me? And then the third question that they're asking themselves is, will I do it? Right? I've been shown these programs before, and will it work? I don't know. Will it work for me? I don't know. Will I do it? I don't know. Well, as soon as they have a yes to those questions, they are giving you their credit card. They're going to do it. Will it work? Will it work for me? Will I do it? Okay, so the perception of time. There's 2 different ways people are going about in their conversation when they're talking to someone. Okay, what it sounds like to the customer, let's say this is you. Okay, here's you. And then we got our customer over here, and he's listening, or she is listening to what you're saying. Okay, they got big ears. They're listening. Tell me what you're saying, right? And you're talking to. You got some lines. You know what to say, right? Spit some game. What do we say here? Well, here's the amateur way of doing it. This is the way that people who aren't they're not conscious of the words that they're using. This is what's going to happen. They're going to, okay, I've been thinking of a couple of different ways to draw this, so I'm just going to go for it. Okay, the first one is when it comes out of your mouth and you're saying, hey, we can help. We can help. And I started this conversation. This is just the vibration of the words coming out of your mouth. Okay. Then you're going to say, then this is what people do. They go, now we need to figure out your funding. And once we figure out your funding, then we can get on to the next thing. But your funding and 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 your funding. This is all they're hearing is, go get your money. Oh, you don't have 20 grand? Go get your money. Go get your money. Go get your money. I want it. I want it. I want it. That's what they're hearing. And now the follow-up is now going to look like this much freaking time. And so because of the language that you're using, their perception is now this is going to take forever. This sounds really hard, and this person is too oriented on money, right? So they hear it takes a long time. They hear that you are money oriented, right? Every time you talk to them, it's like, hey, did you get your money? Right? You're money oriented, and it's kind of self centered. It's focusing on the salesperson instead of on the customer. Salesperson focused. That's the mistake. This is why no one's gonna take the follow up with you, is because of the language and how you're making them feel about this step called funding. Okay, so it's easy to do this because in the grand scheme of things, we're not able to, let me draw it a different way, right? If we're trying to get our person to see a new world, we're saying, all right, person, here's your old life, here's your new life. And we're using our language to paint this picture, okay? When what we're talking about is on the next step versus the future. Gosh, how would I draw this? All right, let's just come back to this. Here's what I'm proposing is when you're talking to them, hey, welcome, we're going to help you. What are your goals? Here's me. Here's our program. I'm going to help you. Okay, now you need to get your money for it because the next few things that we're going to work on are impossible unless you take this next step, like doing multifamily, like doing this, like doing that, like building our dreams, like working with these other people. And now we've made the follow-up this itty-bitty portion of what's going on, just right here. Okay? We highlight, now I'm using the highlighter, we're highlighting our language we're using to highlight the future. We're pointing at it, we're saying, we're going to do all these things, right? This is our bright future. This is our bright future. I'm so excited to build this with you. And in the back of your mind, you have this cool confidence, like, and whether you come with me or not, I'm building the bright future too. Okay? You got to have that confidence. If I'm building this with or without you, if you have that attitude of I am building this, and when I say this, we're talking about the bright future with or without you. Do you know what it automatically does? Is this attitude right here automatically will answer these three questions. If you have this confidence, if I'm building this with or without you, it shows them automatically that it will work. That question gets answered right away. Will it work? Well, if this guy's going to do it with or without me, it will work. Will it work for me? And will I do it? Well, again, if this guy's going to do it or this lady's going to do it with or without me, geez, I better just jump on board. And those questions, you get a yes right away. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, well, Mr. Customer, how do we get to our bright future? We just find our funding. That's all. We just work on the funding. And we attach the condition. There's a condition involved here. Hey, Mr. Customer, you want this bright future? Me too. I'm going to get it with or without you. But if you want it, then no worries. Let's just figure out and let's just get this funding part started. All right, let's find your funds so we can get back to our bright future. But the mistake is you're talking about your funds like it's the only thing that matters. So if we could still have the same amount of conversation. We could still have a 1 hour conversation with people, but they'll look forward to having a conversation with you if they know that the perception isn't that the relationship ends at funding. See, one of the fears that these people have is when do you abandon me? At what point does this amazing relationship end? Right? And so their perception Another one of their perceptions that's faulty is they have this perception of relationship ends once funded. The relationship will end once I sign up. The relationship will end at funding. That's something that you are saying with your unattended to conversation style. They think this if you pick this one right here, the first one, which we call amateurs, right? The amateur version, or we got the pro version over here. The amateur unintentionally makes the customer think that the relationship is over, the training is over, the attention that I'm giving you will end when you fund. Well, if you're giving them a lot of attention and they think it's going to end when they fund, they won't fund because they still want the attention. Does this make sense? So we want to make sure and put an emphasis on the bright future from the get-go. This is where I want to get you. We have to, just this step right here, guys. And so you're talking to him and you're like, hey, man, well, this step right here, you know what? Everyone's got to do it. No big deal. Everyone has to fund. But as soon as we get that part done, let's get back to our bright future. And then this is where we want to give your attention. This is where we say, hey, when you get on board, this is the exciting thing that we want to look at. This is why you're really here. And we put the emphasis on the bright future and we make it contingent upon funding instead of making our conversation on the funding and making that contingent upon attention. Then you run out, you're like, gosh, I've been spending so much time with this person and they still won't fund. I must be doing it wrong, or the program doesn't work, or whatever, right? And this is exactly why. So these two things, what kind of energy are you bringing about the follow-up? Is confidence, and I'm anticipating this is going to be fun. And then remember that once we get our appointment booked, we announce, hey, we're putting this in the calendar. Okay, so when I go to do my follow-up with her yesterday at 6 o'clock, well, she called, or she texted me at 2 o'clock. And she said, hey, Michael, can we move this to another day? Actually, I'll read it to you. She said, can we move this to another day? Or can we do this over the phone? And in my mind, I'm like, well, we're definitely not going to move this to another day. I got to get 2 commas on my 1099. There's a contest this third quarter or fourth quarter. There's no way I'm making it happen tomorrow or the next day or the next day. So she said, oh, can we do it over the phone? And I said, hey, I'm cool with doing it over the phone if you're cool with it. And then I ended. This is what I said. She said, hey, Mike, I know we're supposed to meet today at 6 o'clock. However, is it possible that we can do it over a call or a text? And I said, I'm cool with that. I'll call you at 6 if you're cool with that. And I sent that text off. And then 5 seconds later, I said, there's a lot of opportunity out there, exclamation point. Okay, and I sent that to her because I'm trying to focus on this bright future, right? I'm putting emphasis on the bright future, not on the, I'm excited to show you the ways of funding or blah, 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 blah. Okay? Not like that. My focus is on our bright future. It's contingent upon your funding, but let's get to bright future. So at 6 o'clock, I called her. She didn't answer. So I didn't assume anything. I didn't take anything personal. I just waited a few minutes, and then I sent her a text. I said, you there? Question mark. Call me back. Smiley face. At 6:07. And just looking at my call history, at 6:09, she called me back. She said, hey, sorry, I got cut off with some Sunday stuff. Appreciate your patience. And then when I started talking to her, I'm up on the pack call. When I started talking to her, this was my equation that I did right here. This is what I focused on. Hey, let's figure out your funding. Let me ask you a couple questions about your funding. How much do you make a month? How much can you afford comfortably on a monthly basis? Okay, that's one of my favorite questions. How much can you? And so in my mind, I'm like, great. There's an advanced combo right there. Easy. Now, if she's got the credit card, 20 grand is $300 a month on a credit card. So now I found out, you know what? She can afford this. Absolutely. So now that I've identified right here, okay, she does have the money. At some point, we can figure it out. Now I'm going to talk about the bright future so that the step of getting the money is small compared to the step of working on our bright future. Okay? So in about 20 minutes over the phone, I figured out what she wants to accomplish. I said, you know, there's going to be a bunch of different ways we could fund this based off of what you shared with me. But really, and then I've refocused it back, but really what I want to do is introduce you to our software program. Okay, so I asked her for the order, and then I booked a meeting from a meeting. I said, you got to come back this Wednesday. You got to meet Andrew's Brick. You got to see how our Renatus iOS is going to help you do your deals from home. And then focus on a bright future. You could do your deals from home. That's a bright future. I don't even have to get dressed. No. If you understood my program, you would absolutely jump over backwards. This is so exciting. So now I have her booked for Wednesday, and then I told her a story. I said, I'm also going to introduce you to a lady who I've been working with for a couple months. Her name is Diana. She's working on her first duplex. I'm so excited to show you about that, and linked her bright future to having to come back to the meeting to find out more information and get plugged in. So if you keep this proper ratio, so I'll go see her on Wednesday. So next Monday, I'll let you guys know how it went. And this is going to be a major shift in how you're speaking to people, okay? You make these two changes about the energy, about the follow-up, and then this perception of time as far as how long it'll take for them. These two switches, you guys will start to see your follow-ups be, one, way more enjoyable, and then two, you'll have way more on your calendar. Okay, that's an important thing. When you're running this home-based business and your spouse is wondering what the hell is going on, right? They're busy holding down the fort. Maybe they got their job too. They're hoping you're building this business. You got to come at them and say, hey, honey, I got another follow-up booked. Not I have another person coming to the meeting or I had another conversation, but I got my next follow-up booked. When you could call your honey and say, I got 4 follow-ups this week, right? That's what we're excited about, not just I have 4 attendees this week. So go after those follow-ups, bring that confidence, that anticipation. I'm super excited to show you, what's possible for you. And remember these 2 acronyms on the side here. What did you like best? Sounds like we need to get you started then. Sound fair? Cool. All right, guys, I got to hop on the Pat call. I'm so grateful you guys were with us this morning. It's a big deal to see how many people are taking this seriously. It makes me want to put more energy and effort into this. Yeah. So get more folks on here with us. Okay, tomorrow we got another one. So stay tuned, stay focused, and you guys are awesome. We'll talk to you soon. Monday. Go after it. Take care, everyone. Bye.